So we cooked up our vegetables, not realizing that the camera shut off again. And as they were cooking up and the chicken was cooking up in the broth, what I did was I went through and tried to figure out why my camera kept shutting off. Turns out my memory was full. So I did some cleaning and I had to split the video because I didn't have enough memory space to do this all in one shot. So now that the vegetables are cooked up to al dente, they're not fully cooked. We don't want them mushy, so we're not going to fully cook them. And our chicken is done cooking in the soup. What we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken out of the soup and put it on the cutting board. So in order to take the chicken out of the broth water, we get our skimmer and we let the water drain right through it, and it has darkened up from the vegetable broth. It's nice and soft, it's nice and fully cooked. Okay, we're going to take it there and we're going to let it sit. I'm going to go through and try and skim out as much of I put in a handful of black peppercorn. Once you get your chicken out and you scoop out as much black peppercorn as you can, you add your vegetables, trying to get all of the butter and juices from the pan into the water and being as careful as possible throughout this process. And you turn the heat back on to a simmer, and you add in some bay leaves. And when that comes back up to a boil, our chicken should be cool, and we'll be able to cut it and put it back into the soup. We'll be back then. Now to finish up our soup, we cut the chicken, we let it cool off. As you can see, it's cooked to the point where it's just pulling into these stringy things. That's what you want. You don't have to sit through and pull each and every piece because it will do that on its own in the soup. Just get it into small enough pieces and put as much of it as you want in the soup. You can put it all in the soup, or you can put just a little bit of it in the soup and put the rest aside. I'm going to put the rest aside because I'm hoping the leftover chicken from dinner and the leftover chicken from this, I'm able to make chicken salad with. I love chicken salad. Pull it into small pieces and put it in. Now remember, this is as much a vegetable soup as it is a chicken soup. It's not your basic chicken noodle soup. I still haven't decided if I'm putting rice noodles, rice, or potatoes in this, because this is a chicken vegetable soup. It's hot. And between the oven being on the clean cycle and the burner being on and cooking all day on this stove, it's hot in here. If you wanted to keep this just a vegetable soup, that's fine. Just take your vegetable stock, add your spices to it, and then put vegetables in. Not everybody eats meat. However, we eat meat in my family. It's a good source of protein, but there are other sources of protein in vegetables, like beans and lentils. So this, you could take this recipe and you can tweak it to fit your needs. If you don't eat meat, cut the meat out. My husband said to me once, when you cook, you use recipes simply as a guideline, and you change them to fit your tastes, and experiment with them until you are satisfied. what we have been doing. I think that's enough chicken for this. I'm gonna take this off the stove because I'm clean and it's getting hot, which means I'm moving these guys. But yeah, that's basically it. And then you just add your source of carbs to the recipe. I think because it's thick, I'm just going to add a little bit of rice. My Tupperware, my chicken off to the side. Now I'm going to take a handful of rice. Well, be more precise, about a half a cup of rice. And I'm going to give it a quick rinse. You don't have to rinse your rice if you don't want to. I just like to get the extra starchy stuff off of it. It's a habit I got into when I was in high school. I'm going to take that rice, I'm going to add it to the soup. And when the rice is done cooking, so is the soup. And this is the finished product, lunch for 3, with plenty left over.